What's up, everybody out there? Hey, it's Nate. Just wanted to spend a little time with you on this Friday morning and just wanted to kind of encourage you just for a little bit, if I could. The biggest thing I want to share with you this morning is just a couple of just things here, but mainly I wanted to talk about our drive-through supply drive in the light of possible shelter-in-place orders that are going out to our community. I would say this, just don't worry about being able to participate in this event. You still can. I'm going to send out an email communication that kind of details why we can still do that because what we're doing is we're providing for the immediate needs of people by supplying food and provisions that they need. And the other side of it is we're not gathering to do it. It's a drive-through supply drive. In other words, you can get in your car with your bag of supplies that you're going to donate, and you'll roll down your window and you'll drop that off with us right there at the street into a box. There's no touching involved, and there's no congregating. So we're still practicing safe social distancing. On Tuesday, you'll see me, Pastor John, Pastor Mitch, all there at the street waiting to receive supplies between 12 and 5 p.m. And I wanted to kind of go over what that looks like too for you. So now you know you can do it, and you're not breaking the law to do that. In fact, you don't even leave your car to do that. And in this order also, the things that citizens are allowed to do are go to the grocery store, go to the gas station. You know, you're allowed to get out separately. Just you can actually go exercise on a walking trail, things like that, as long as you practice safe social distancing. So since you're still allowed to do those things on your way to the grocery store, you could drop these items off, or after you do your grocery shopping, you can get those together in your car in a bag, and on your way back, you can drop them off. So our location is 1000 Old Raleigh Road, literally adjacent to the Food Lion, right there at Old Raleigh Road and Laura Duncan Road in Apex. So you can drop off supplies with us and be confident in doing that. And being an awesome opportunity for us to partner with other local churches in the community to help meet the needs of people that really need the church's help in such a difficult time. So I praise God for churches like ours and others that are partnering this effort. Churches like the Point Church that have food pantries that they're able to help other people that are in need as well. Hope Community Church, the incredible things that they're doing out in their community, and so many others. So we're just proud to be able to stand with the capital C Church in efforts like this. So here's what I want to do. Just want to show you how we're going to do this. So for your drive-through supply drive, you're going to take a grocery bag like this one, and you're going to just fill it with some simple supplies. And so I've kind of listed those out in an email for you, and I've sent things out in a post or two that you've seen with a graphic that lists these items, and you're just going to take them and you're going to put them in your Food Lion bag. So what we've said is items that are these or like these. Now, toilet paper, I know it's a precious thing right now, so this is, hey, we're sacrificing to this time. We're loving our neighbors, so give up a roll of your toilet paper to bless somebody in need. I said a rice or a bean, so a simple bag of beans. You know, talked about a pasta. They sell pastas in smaller containers, and a small sauce to go with it. So this size can would be a small sauce can. A vegetable, you know, preferably if you can get a pop top on it, that works better. A fruit, if you can get a pop top on that as well. I talked about a breakfast item. Some people are like, well, breakfast, what can you do? Man, Pop-Tarts, that's an awesome breakfast item. And then we talked about, you know, something just in terms of toiletries. So I know the ladies out there like that secret. Maybe not, I don't know. And then something like a medical supply, a Band-Aid. You can do a toothbrush, you can do toothpaste, you can do a bag of rice instead of beans, all kinds of stuff. We said 6 snack bar type items. So this is actually 6 Fig Bars in one box. That kind of works out. And if you can't find a rice or a bean, a like item that you could use would be like these instant mashed potatoes. They work out great. Then we said 1 like meal type item. Hamburger Helper comes in a small box. You can do that. And so I'm just going to show you how we're going to load this thing up. All right, so basically in one plastic bag like this one, we'll be able to set all of our items in here that we're going to be able to distribute. And it does actually work. So as we do this live on camera, it better. So we're going to put 1 of each of the items that we requested. I'm going to go with the box of pasta instead of the bag here. So these were just kind of demo items to show you what else you could do. You can put those things in there along with your breakfast item, your roll of TP, And then it all goes inside. Check it out. So that you can double knot the bag. One, and then two. Boom. So that's all the items that we requested, including the toilet paper. It all fits in the bag. And you can drop this off outside the window of your car with us from 12 p.m. to 5 p.m. at 1000 Old Raleigh Road. That's Peak City HQ. It's also the KB Atkins Dentistry Building, so you can come and do that there. We'd love for you to participate. And you can share this video with everybody to let them know how they can participate as well. And something else I just wanted to tell you, man, this is so cool. In our congregation, we've got a chef. And so this guy he loves Jesus, and he's definitely one of these guys that wants to bless people. While people are shut in, they don't know what to do. Some people might be running short on food, or they have some random food items. And so I know if you're anything like me, you've been eating some crazy stuff lately. I think the craziest thing I've eaten, and I'm willing to admit this on camera, is I went into the grocery store the other day to try to buy chicken, and there was none. The only poultry product they had was turkey gizzards. So this old southern boy went and bought him some turkey gizzards, fried those things up, and my daughter Caroline and I actually ate those. They were delicious. I made them. I do keto, so a little almond flour on there, fried them right up. Fantastic. I mean, anyway, so of all the crazy things you could eat out there, we've got a chef that wants to help you. So he's offered his services to be able to do even like a chopped style menu selection for you. He's willing to do a cooking class, or he's willing to do individual coaching for what you might have in your personal space. So you just got to let him know. And you can actually email him. He's given us an email address. His name is Colin Boggs. And you can email him at, I believe, let me pull this up, just so I got the right one. It's chefcmboggs@gmail.com. So chefcmboggs@gmail.com. So he'd love to connect with you. Real quick, man, I just wanted to encourage your hearts a little bit today in the Word, and I was personally encouraged, as I was reading through the scriptures here. You got to remember 1 Corinthians 16:13. It says, "Be on your guard, stand firm in the faith, be courageous, be strong." So this is an easy time to let fear set in. I want to encourage you to not do that. I want to encourage you with everything that you can, just to let God's strength carry you. Sometimes, we find weakness in our hearts when we look around at the media and everything else that's just kind of barraging us, because we're so connected in the world today. Remember, the Word says, be on your guard, stand firm in the faith, be courageous, and be strong. So if you could do anything over these days, that's a quick encouragement that I would have for all of you. And I wanted to share just a few things for you right now as you're trying to lead your families well in uncertain times. This is some things that you can do just pretty easily to be able to stay focused. The first thing is the most important thing. Is pray. You pray hard. Spend time praying with your families. Don't shy away from that. Spend time in your personal relationship with God, leaning in, asking Him to help you lead yourself well if you're a single person. If you are, whatever phase of life that you're in, you need to come to Jesus first. Ask Him to order your steps that day and use you for your purpose. You might be quarantined in your house, but you are still connected through this wonderful thing called the internet, and you can be an encouragement and a blessing to others. So be encouraged to know that during this season, we got to be praying more than ever. That's why I'm encouraging everybody. Every morning at 7:14 in the morning, I want us to pray 2 Chronicles 7:14. And if we can actually just kind of take a moment every morning and even every evening at 7:14 to stop and pray for God to hear our prayers, for us to turn from our sin, for Him to heal our land, I think that we're going to be leaning into to what the Spirit, I think, is doing in the church today, which is to have us all turn our hearts back to and refocus on Jesus like never before. The other thing I'd encourage you to do, first, you're gonna pray harder. The second thing is this. I would just say, as you're leading your families, as you're encouraging your friends, if you're a single person, you're using the influence you have with your friends and social circles, man, just don't ignore the situation. I think the best leaders in the world, they acknowledge challenging seasons. They don't find themselves just trying to pretend like it's not there, because here's what happens when you do that. It just looks like you have something to hide, or you're completely unaware of what's going on. And so you don't need that, and your family doesn't need that. You can actually be wise in the way you guide your children to not cause them to panic, because this is something that we are all going to get through together. And your kids need to hear you say that. Some of your friends need to hear you say that. Some of your loved ones just need to hear those comforting words from you. So just acknowledge what's going on. Acknowledge that it's a challenge. It might be a challenge for you in your workplace. You might be somebody that's laid off. You might be someone that's having to work from home and you're just not used to doing that. If your job is anything like ours in ministry, we have changed everything, and it has been a full-on sprint for the last 3 weeks for us to try to put together, basically church on an online platform to stay connected, to be able to worship together, to have groups still meeting throughout the week. And, I'm believing that through the way that God is allowing us to leverage technology, that we're going to be more connected than we've ever been. We've actually seen new people joining city groups at Peak City Church. They've never been a part of a group before. But because they can do this from their couch, they're tuning in, they're checking it out. People coming to church online that hadn't been to church in years. I got a call from a business leader in the community that said, "Hey, your father told me about church online," talking about my dad, Dwight Mariner, and he was inviting him to come to church. And so I got to share some more information about that with him. And we're reaching people that we were not reaching before. So acknowledge challenging situations. And don't shy away from those. Pray harder than you've ever prayed. How about this? Just like I'm doing right now with all of you, I think that if you're going to lead well in this season, communicate more. So that's what we're trying to do as a church family. That's why I'm jumping on a couple of times a week. You might ask, well, why Tuesday and Friday this week? Well, that's because I'm actually working with my wife, who's a healthcare provider, and her schedule is changing constantly. I can't say much more than that, but because she's on the front lines of helping to care for people that are dealing with this disease, her schedule is constantly getting changed. Just like our updates on what's happening in the world are changing all the time, we're just kind of having to roll with the punches with her schedule too. So I'm actually home right now taking care of my beautiful children. I'm at my dining room table, and my oldest daughter is helping with my younger kids right now to keep them kind of in a place where I can share this video with you right now. So I'm appreciative of that, and we're just jumping in when we can. So I would just say, in this season, we just got to make sure we communicate more, not less. And we want to do that with you. That's why I wanted to give you some clarity on our drive-through supply drive, and make sure that you know that Church Online is going to be available for you this Sunday, 9:15 and 11 o'clock a.m. And we've got some great worship, time in the Word, and time in prayer for you that we want you to engage in together. How about this too? When we process through the important steps that we can take these days, I would say this: protect unity in your family. Protect unity in your family. The way I would love to say this to you is, don't fall apart. Fall together. It's hard. Acknowledge that it's hard. Talk to one another and pray with one another and comfort each other, and just have that strength that only comes from the Holy Spirit to be able to look somebody in the eye and say, we are absolutely going to get through this together. And don't forget, you're not alone in this. The church is here. Peak City Church is here to serve you. We love you. We'd love to pray for you. You can always email prayer requests into us at office@peakcity.church. You can get subscribed to the newsletter to stay connected with us. Literally just go to peakcity.church/subscribe. And you can subscribe to the newsletter. You can do all those things from the homepage of our website, prayer request. Get on the newsletter, find out the links for Church Online for adults, for kids, everybody right there at peakcity.church. Let us know if you need help. We've got an email address set up so people can contact us if they need help or they want to help. And that's relief@peakcity.church. We've got all these different ways to stay connected. You can email me personally, Nate@peakcity.church. I don't hide my email address from anybody. You need to call me, call the church's number, just 919-289-9278. And we'd love to be able to minister to you, to be able to listen to you. If you need someone to talk to, if you need someone to pray with you, if you need, some kind of help and the church can get it to you, we want to do that. So even though we're going to shelter in place here, most likely at 5 p.m. today, for the foreseeable future, the church is still very much able to minister to needs. I think now more than ever, you talk about essential services in the community, the church is one of those things. We are a hospital for the sick, man. And we need to be open right now for everyone spiritually that's carrying burdens. You just need to realize that there's a God who says that he's going to carry those burdens for you. Remember the words of Scripture that say, cast all your cares upon the Lord, for he cares for you. That's an important promise. Remember what Jesus said when he said, come unto me, all you who are weary and heavy laden, and I will give you rest. He says, take my yoke upon you and learn from me. For my yoke is easy and my burden is light. In other words, he's saying, hey, I'll take your weight, your problems, your issues, and I'll carry that for you. And what you get to carry is so much lighter because you have peace in knowing that the God that created you and created this universe is still in control and he still cares for you. So, hey, I just want to encourage you with that today. Don't forget, help us out on Tuesday. Share this video. Let people know that they can be a part of our drive-through supply drive, 1000 Old Brawley Road in Apex, right across the street, adjacent from Food Lion. And the building we're in front of is the KB Atkins Dentistry building. That's where our offices are. From 12 to 5, you can just right there from your car. No one's going to get out of their car. You're just going to drive up. You're going to drop off your bag of needed supplies to help people in need. And remember, these are going to the elderly. These are going to the families of children that are on free lunch and reduced price lunch throughout Wake County to be able to bless people that really have nothing and in places where they can't get anywhere. We're talking about people that live out in outlying areas where they don't have a car. Kids depend on a school bus to get them to school, and the closest grocery store may be 5 miles away. So this kind of supply is going to go to help those people. Folks have asked me, they said, can I donate some money if I can't prepare a supply bag? Absolutely, you sure can. If you go to our webpage, peakcity.church/give, you can just donate to the general fund. There's a note area that you can put in the notes. You can just put supply drive in the notes, and we'll know that that's just a general call for us to be able to get items for that supply drive as well. So, hey, that's all I got for today. Love you guys. Glad I could connect with you on this Friday morning, and just my prayers for you are that God keeps you healthy, strong, and allows you to lead well in the midst of difficult times, because God is still God, and on the other side of this, he's not going to just get us barely through hanging by on a string. We're going to be better on the other side of this. That's my prayer for you today.